Hey folks, Squilly13 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Hearts of Iron 3 as the USA! In between episodes here, I've actually gone and renamed all of my fleets over here, based on what their sort of primary capital ship type is, right? So this here, the BB Pacific, is a battleship fleet, whereas the CVs, those are my aircraft carriers, for example. DD, we've got some destroyers operating on their own over there, maybe doing some sub-hunting or something like that, and so on and so forth. One of the things is, it annoys me that this is not alphabetical. Now, I read one thing online. I tried to do some search, and it said if you close the outliner and reopen it, then it'll resort it, but that's not the case. If I hide the naval units and show them again, they're still not alphabetical, because that would be really nice to be able to, like, grab all my carriers at one time, something like this. I mean, unless it's, like, sub-sorted based on theater, but it's not that either. Because these ships are all either in the Eastern Theater or the Pacific Theater. Con US West has nothing. I can't remember if we did this last time. I've gone ahead and I've removed all the ships from Con US West and automated the theater level itself, and that's just going to be responsible for guarding the West Coast, just sort of very casually with a lightweight smattering of units over there, just to make sure to discourage any amphibious landings. Whereas the Eastern Theater still has a lot of ships in it. Right now, it's got the East Coast Army Group, which has been automated and been told to guard a few key parts over there. And that is it. I don't think we're going to be automating anything in Pacific Theater because it's spread out, and I'm not sure what the automation would do for us. One thing I've been forgetting to check is the victory map mode, because we might want to make sure to explicitly guard those spots. Guam, Wake Island, Midway, of course Honolulu, they're all victory points we control. There might be some more of it, but we should really look into doing that. I'm going to continue to build up a bit of an infantry defense over here in the Pacific. I mean, again, I want to bait the Japanese to attack me to make sure we actually get pulled into the war at some point, but I don't want to get just run over, so we'll see how that goes. So anyway, with all that, it's kind of annoying that I do have to pan over. So Wake doesn't have anything yet. It looks like Midway is fine. Right, I've gone ahead and we've created a bit of an army organization over there. Wake has no troops defending it quite yet. And was there another one over here? Oh yeah, Guam. Yeah. And then there's the Philippines as well, where we do technically have a bit of a presence, but I don't know how much we're going to make babysitting that our job. Okay, so I got to move some troops over to Guam as well. So I do have a handful of dudes over here, some of which belong to so the ones with the X's here, I don't believe I can control, but the rest belong to the Pacific Task Force, or it should, or Pacific Theater. So we're going to go ahead and tell these guys, oh, you don't have a fleet? Isn't my transport fleet here? No, it's not, actually. Where is my Pacific transport fleet, which would be AP... See, again, I want this to be sorted. AP Atlantic and AP Pacific should be at the top of the list, because alphabetical AP Pacific is here and is returning home. Okay, so we just got to go ahead and wait for that to happen. Right, you're rebasing to San Diego. Excellent. Is it just me, or is there, like, no music? What's going on here? Did I mute the game in the mixer? Ah, I did. There we go. Oh, probably because I was renaming those units while watching some live streams, and I didn't want the music to be kicking in. All right, let's bring it up to speed 2. One thing I think I've been sort of misspeaking about in the last couple of videos, I suspect, I'm not sure, I think I've been getting confused about the roles between heavy cruisers and battle cruisers. Battle cruisers, I think, are the ones that can actually match speed with the aircraft carriers. Heavy cruisers are technically a little bit faster. Battle cruisers are more powerful than heavy cruisers. They're between the battleships and the heavy cruisers, and I think these are the ones that are maybe the most ideal to pair with aircraft carriers. Unfortunately, I didn't start researching them right away. Also, as the US, we start with a 1918 technology for those guys, so we'd have to do quite a bit of research to get them up to speed. So I think I'll keep pairing the carriers with mostly heavy cruisers, recognizing that heavy cruisers are not terribly potent forces if we get into a pitched naval battle. But then I'll keep the battleships in their own fleet, and then we'll try to do some things over there. We do, I have gone and DQ'd, I think, some of more of the heavy cruisers because we actually have a good number of them. We might need to reevaluate having some more because I'm just looking here. We had, or did I fix that? Did I have a carrier that was low? Yeah, the Enterprise is actually unpaired with anything there, which we don't want to do. So I have a reserve capital fleet over here. Just some capital fleets that are capital ships that don't have enough escorts or screens to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So the Enterprise group is going to be escorted by 2 cruisers, and then we'll throw in like 3 light cruisers over there, and that will be fine. So, what I was saying is I've canceled a few more heavy cruisers. These are all light cruisers. I wish it would sort of identify the class here as something other than the photo, because I can't really tell. These pictures, I keep having to go to the flotilla screen and see what is that. Okay, that's a light cruiser, and then go from there. So yeah, we've got that. We'll probably need some more. Especially since light cruisers are the way to go. And I think I was wrong about one other thing, is the tech that goes into building light cruiser gets locked in when you start the queue, which is more than a little bit annoying here. Light artillery is one of these guys. Yeah, that's really, really annoying. So I'm currently researching the 1940 tech for light cruisers, so I really want to let these guys finish before I queue any more up. I'll let the ones that have more production sort of keep going for now. These guys here, I'll let them finish, but we're not going to queue up anything more until the 1940s light cruiser tech comes in, and then I'll order a ton of them simultaneously. Okay, we still have very, very, very crummy laws, which is unfortunate. The war in Europe is happening. Yep, okay. Well, I say that. They've taken Denmark, but they haven't gone after the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, or France. I mean, France should technically be in the war. Yep. But right now there's just the Maginot Line, which... Oh, the Germans have broken through the Maginot Line a little bit. Wow, this is going to be a really weird world war. Assault weapons are done. Let's go and DQ that. And some airplane research. Good, we'll cancel both of those for now, too. Just want to make sure that the light cruiser tech, yeah, is actively being researched. That's important. Okay. And we are going to need some more fighter planes. Do I have them queued up? I've got some CAGs. Yeah, I need to start queuing up some interceptors. Let's do like a run of five times in a row. Start to work up that practical. Battleship anti-aircraft armament advances. Now, one thing that's nice about the anti-aircraft upgrades for ships is they do get upgraded after the fact. Most things do not, but that one does. And we can leave it in queue because it's not too far advanced. Nuclear physics research. Nuclear research still going. Again, I think we got a bit of a late start on that, so I don't know what's going to happen there. Yay, bridging equipment. That's, I think, a one-shot upgrade for engineers. Let's see here. I mean, it's an upgrade for engineers. Oh, it's not one-shot. Fair bit ahead, though, so we can go and cancel that. Plus, it's not a massive priority. Probably have too many things queued up. Espionage is trickling down a bit, I think. Medium tank guns, infantry anti-tank. That's the infantry weapons over here, and the medium tank guns. Yeah, we can go ahead and DQ that as well. Okay, our base IC is 345, and we're still building industrial capacity, right? Yeah, quite a bit, actually. Good. And fighter ground control. There we go. Okay, we're actually whittling the list down to a size that's we're actually researching in a reasonable manner here. Remove that. What's this? Bolivia. Sure. Wow. Yeah, I can't believe it. Germany is just bypassing the Low Countries completely. It's just diving directly into France. That's very interesting. Once Paris falls, I think we'll be able to make a few decisions at that point. But, a bunch of air doctrines are a little far ahead. I gotta start on the ground doctrine soon, too. And armor. Oh, yes. Medium tank reliability. I don't think we're gonna go for heavy tanks. I don't know. We've got lots of everything. Light cruiser main armament. Good. Might leave that one in the queue. No. Well, we'll get rid of it and then see what we want to do afterwards. We actually have, we can do more research. let me go ahead and pull the research slider down to exactly what we have for now and start putting a little bit of officers. Again, we have a pretty big penalty to officer production right now, but we need to start maybe working it up, even if it's total crap at this time. Just so that it's, I mean, not totally apocalyptic, although we really don't get as much bang for a buck over here. Oh, I didn't realize my sliders weren't locked. Hold on, let me pull back on that. And espionage, I think, can be sitting around like a 3 and change, was it? Something like that. There we go. Research is locked where it needs to be. Officers is flexible. So there we go. Meanwhile, we are continuing to watch the advance towards Paris. Germans really took the hard way. You know, just going right through the Maginot Line. But if France hasn't reinforced it as much this game, that is, you know, not to be totally unexpected. We got some CAGs ready to be deployed. But for whom? I don't know the right way to deploy those. I mean, auto-deploy, maybe. Keep life simple in the future. Nuclear physics research. Okay, that's our theory, I believe. Yeah, and we want it to keep going, and it's still on time, so it's okay. More CAGs. I'm going to assume mostly go here. We'll, it's quite easy once we move out. So you've got that. Okay, so you've got all your air wings. And we've got some of these that are not, that I think are just sitting idle. It's hard to tell, though, because, again, like, so, okay, the Enterprise have got these guys who are resting, but they're resting here. But when I have you selected, I guess it does show the Enterprise. So over here, all these guys are really not doing anything. So let me just select you guys. Take out the fighter wing. Merge you, but actually break you up because we always have pairs of CAG wings everywhere. So presumably, maybe you were supposed to rebase to... right over here is our prime fleet stuff. And rebase to carrier? No? Really? Maybe I can't pick it for some reason. Alright, let's just rebase to the airport and then see what we've got. So we do have carriers over here, but you might be... Oh, Yorktown has 1. Ranger is full. Okay, so when the planes rebase, there we go. We will split you apart, grab just 1, and then rebase you. Why can't rebase to the carrier? Oh, you've already got a pair. Oh, alright, you're fine then. And who's the other CV here? The Ranger. So you guys should get merged into 1 unit because we're going to want to work you together. Okay, so how come I ended up with more CAGs? Did I cancel an aircraft carrier? That's probably exactly what happened. Well, you know what? We've got some spare CAGs kicking around. They can, I don't know, we can use them to reinforce in case some planes get lost. Doesn't really work that way. Next time we queue up some aircraft carriers, we'll have to make sure to not auto-build the CAGs for them. Speaking of... Okay, we're researching the next level. We've got the... well, I guess we've got the 1940s level of aircraft carrier armor. When the engines and the hangar finishes, we'll go ahead and queue up some aircraft carriers at that point. Oh, did all of our light cruiser tech finish? It did, good. So, what I need to do is queue up a bunch more of these light cruisers. I'm going to do something like that. Start production. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm betting my transports are here. So get on the transport fleet, and we're going to drop you off in Guam. If I can find it, over here. So Guam is too far to do a transport, so we'll actually have to do a rebase operation, and then rebase the ships back afterwards. Germany conquered Luxembourg. Okay, I didn't even know if they were at war yet. What about the Netherlands? You're at war with Germany? Yep. And you are not at war. So, oh, there they go. They're starting to advance. I mean, maybe we're not getting the pop-ups. I may have that message turned off, which seems a little bit backwards. But, Yeah, I can't imagine that they've been at the war with the Netherlands this entire time they've been fighting France. They would have run over the Netherlands right away. But Paris is about to fall. And once Paris does, that is a lot of victory points. Germany might still have to pick a few others here and there. Although going through the south like this, they've got a few things. Okay, aircraft carrier engine. I think we're missing one more before I start producing the carriers. Oops. And let's reset the research so we're not losing any. And again, we'll get a few more officers. Soviet Union annexed Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. And who's our biggest threat these days? How does it look with Germany? Still way not high enough for us to join anything. We still need Japan to declare war on us. Aircraft carrier hangar. And I think that's the last thing, because now I think it's just the anti-aircraft guns, which can be upgraded after the fact. Again, let's do one of those. Again, we're not really getting the efficiency, but I may go back and queue some other things up. Like, hey, how about some radar for our big ships? I like that idea. And heavy cruiser, we got your research on pause for now. Is that what we want? Because apparently, well, we can't upgrade these. We're going to have to decide if we're going to be building some more heavy cruisers in the future. And I'm not sure. May as well... Oh, that's main armament. Let's say the anti-aircraft armaments can certainly take a few more upgrades. Like that and like that. There you go. You can start researching that again. And that'll be fine. Okay. Let's get 2 more aircraft carriers underway. But don't automatically queue up the CAGs. We'll sort that out. Carrier crew training, so we'll have to work on that. So in our naval doctrines, technology, naval, carrier crew training, carrier group doctrine is not that far ahead, so that'll be okay. Battle fleet is good for battleships, which we do use. This is better for destroyers, which we're not using heavily. I mean, we've got plenty of it right now. I mean, we might want all of it. Battleship crew training, that seems pretty important. Target choice, I like that. Cruisers. There you go. These are heavy cruisers. CAs are heavy cruisers, as opposed to CLs. Although, are they all listed as just CA? I guess all cruisers just use the CA tech. Okay. But because technically light cruisers are marked as CL. We're not doing convoy raiding, but we can get better positioning with our light cruisers. Our sub-crew training we might hold off for now. Better detection with our destroyers and light cruisers. There we go. So they do have their own designation. And I don't know what this basing tech is, but it's probably important. Sortie organization. Well, we don't really do sortie action. This is carriers. CV are carriers. Get better radar training. I've seen that's reasonable. All right, we'll go ahead and do that. And you know what? Let's go ahead and put the officers back down to 0 then if we do have this much stuff queued up, because that's pretty important. Meanwhile, Germany continues to make gains against France. And we can deploy a bunch of industrial capacity. Nice. Where am I putting this? Oh, St. Paul. Actually, it's actually Minneapolis that's got the stuff. I didn't realize there was a border there. I thought this was all one big province. Okay, there we go. And we still have some queued up, some of which is already assigned to cities as well, as like a big serial job, so it'll keep working in the future, and we can sit here and watch our base IC go up. Italy has decided it's our time, which means we are going to get the stabbed in the back decision, because Italy is at war with the United Kingdom. That, again, I think is a very late entry for Italy into the war. This will give us a 10% boost to industrial capacity and 10% more leadership, which is awesome. We also lost 5 neutrality, bring our neutrality down to 62%. It is still far off from where we can join a faction, which sucks. But there you have it. Oh, more efficient laws. Yes, okay, good. 1-year draft. Very soon, because I've seen these sort of events snowball, we'll probably get more decisions that will unlock more of these, but we may as well go ahead and pop this up right away. You can see right now the officer recruitment, we have a 50% penalty. It'll bring it down to 25%. But we really want it, like, ideally, like, up to the 3-year draft maybe before we really start pumping out officers, although soon We'll see. Battleship engine is good, and I suspect that we'll put it ahead of time here. It'd be nice if you hit that. It brought you to the right page. Yeah, I mean, we could... You know, we're about halfway through 1940. You know what? I'm going to aim for the 1942 level of battleship tech before we queue up anything more. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So we stopped the aircraft carriers and our light cruisers. We got up to 1940 level. This shows the next thing we'd research would be 1942. So we stopped at the 1940 level of both of those, and we're going to fill that in. And then by the time those finish and our queue empties up, we'll be ready to build the 1942 level of battleships. So we just need to make sure at least the battleship armor gets up to the next level. I could hold off on the aircraft armament as soon as that's done, because again, we can upgrade that later on. All right, amphibious warfare. So just the battleship engine that's ahead, I'm okay with that though. And now the armor. So I'll have two things that are 2 years ahead, really about a year and a half, and I'm going to be okay with that. Capital ship main armament. We're going to go ahead and no, because this is our battleship and battlecruiser, but battleship weaponry, and that can't be upgraded after the fact either, so that's going to go up there. Germany has enforced conquer on Belgium. Okay, and France any second now. One more victory point probably is all it's going to take for, there you go, fall of France, which is going to lag the game a bit because the Vichy regime has been kicked in. So everything on the north and west of France is occupied by Germany. What is this occupied by? What is that flag? I hate that you can't, like, tell. You can't mouse over. It just says owned by France. Yes, owned by France, but controlled by whom? It's upside down French flag is Yugoslavia. Right? No. No, it's not. Who the hell is that? Ugh, I'll never be able to tell. I guess it'd be one of the Axis, right? Oh, is it? Could it be Slovakia? White, red, blue? No, it's not that either. It's red, white, blue. Red, then white, then blue. Oh, Yugoslavia is not even in the Axis. And then here the flags are a different orientation. Red, then white, then blue. That would be Netherlands. Again, depending... See, in this circle, it's red, then white, then blue. And then here, it's turned sideways. This is a French province occupied by the what? Okay, it's too confusing. Let's not think about it. But hey, more national decisions. Destroyers for bases. So what we're going to do is we're going to get better friends with the UK. We're going to lose a little bit of neutrality. And yeah, it's going to be we give the UK some destroyers, and they give us basing rights for 99 years in the Caribbean, Guyana, Newfoundland, Bermuda, and elsewhere. I don't think it has any actual impact on the game. But by lowering our neutrality, we can enact 2-year draft. So we did pay a little bit of money to do that for not very long, but it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and do that right away. And we can do full mobilization. Right. So we're going to do that as well. So again, we were still rocking a 25% industrial capacity penalty. Now we have no penalty whatsoever to our IC. And in fact, we have a bit of a bonus because of our improved tech and love of freedom. So the available IC should pop over 361 after it's had a couple of ticks to process that. Inefficient research is just the battleship stuff. Yep, okay, let's go ahead and unpause. UK have decided our finest hour. Japan demands Indochina. These Japanese are getting dangerous. Okay. Things are starting to shake up. But our neutrality is still way too high. Unfortunately, we really need someone to declare war on us before anything happens. And I'm not sure we're actually in a good position for that. I'm actually thinking of canceling the industrial capacity production at this point and just focusing purely on military production. But I don't know, man. I think we're okay. There we go. 452. No, we still... we definitely could use more factories. And yeah, okay, we'll get a bigger boost when we finally enact total war mobilization. Up to 50% bonus is good. Lend-lease. Sure, of course, UK. We'll lend-lease to you. We'll look at production. We're going to be sending them some of our industrial capacity. Not much, apparently. I wonder if there's a way to tweak that. Siam is mobilizing. So they can go distribute. But yeah, it's like 100% or whatever. I guess I can just give more sliders. Oh, that's true. I can say, listen, I'll give you like 25 industrial capacity. And 100% of it is going to you. Ah, I see. minus a little bit of overhead, maybe. Now, soon, we'll be able to do the undeclared war. And I don't know if we're going to be ready for that, but we'll certainly give it a try. We might want to pre-build some more transports and escorts, because some of these are going to start to get, I think, harassed. Let's, get, like, yeah, 20, 2 in a row like that. I don't think this uses any manpower. I hope not. Those are convoys, so we'll add 40 more convoys, and then, actually, I'm going to go with, oops, not like that, 20 more escorts as well. And get them going. Soviet Union is mobilizing. I don't think we want to mobilize. I mean, honestly, we don't have that much stuff to mobilize anyway. But it might not be a bad idea, just because it will give me an idea of what our actual manpower is. Fully mobilize our reserves, we need 262 manpower. Oh, so literally, if we mobilize, we'd have nothing left in the tank. Of course, with conscription laws improving, that will change, but... those bombs are still being worked out, which is okay. I do want better bombers. How's our spies? Okay, we still have full amount. Got 10 in Germany and Japan. We're increasing their threat. Probably should have done the trick where we increase threat on someone nearby. But anyway, historically it was, what, 1941 that Japan did the Pearl Harbor thing? Now, I don't think there's an actual Pearl Harbor choice that Japan can do. I think they just declare war, and then we do the Day of Infamy decision that's over here. National Unlimited is one of the things that can happen. We need Yugoslavia to get conquered, or to flip to Axis, and then we'll be able to do that. Yes, Mexico, you can have that. Yes, Colombia, you can have that. And yeah, we're just giving a bunch of stuff to the UK right now, which seems like a good thing to do. Alright. More divisions of troops here. Oh, I need to check my Pacific Transport Fleet, AP Pacific, over here. And we need to rebase you back in San Diego, because you're going to have to bring some more people over soon. So I think a bunch more of this infantry should pop momentarily. We'll deploy a few more here to make sure that we can defend our islands. And then probably work on a little bit of stuff for the East Theater, West Theater, coastal defense. Now, again, I've made, like, proper infantry divisions here. I'm still wondering if my National Guard shouldn't just be something like a bunch of 2 stacks. I'm really tempted to do that. You know what? I will. Let's just run like a 10 of those guys. That's going to be okay. And I'm going to bump them up to the top. Now, they could be garrison units, which would be even more appropriate, but the reason I'm not using garrison, even though they're cheaper and they fight pretty good, is that we'd have to research militia, small arms. And I don't think that would take very long, but I'm still trying to avoid it. Hey, industrial capacity. Alright, let's just spread this stuff around. A few factories here and there. Infantry Colored Division? Wow! Well, yeah, it is that time, I guess. Alright, is my transport fleet here? Yes, they are. Okay. All y'all, we're going to put you all on a ship. All on ships. And then we're going to try to figure out... I don't want to zoom out too much because it does tend to lag the game. We're going to go ahead and rebase to here. But we'll probably only leave like one dude here. And then the rest will go to, I don't know, Midway. And you guys, I'm going to... So these are full infantry. And again, I'm trying to get with the lower level ones, but I want a handful of them in the western and eastern coast. Handful of the better ones. Bomber stuff, any of it inefficient? Supply production, that's not bad. Actually, our supply is like capped out. We really don't need to waste any time doing that. I mean, you can save the industrial capacity because you're always producing supplies, but what the hell, right? Isotope separation, no, we want... In fact, I'm going to bump that up to the top of the queue to make sure it's getting researched actively. Norway is gone. That was a late Norway thing, too. Like, what the hell's going on with this game? I don't want to assign things to the East Theater directly because the East Theater is not automated, but the East Coast Army Group is automated, and I want to go ahead and give them a couple. Not that I'm really worried about being invaded on the East Coast, but things are so weird this game that you never know. And West Theater. Okay, and then I'm going to stop deploying any of these full infantries to the 2 coasts. After this, it'll be the weaker sort of composition. No, these are all good. Those bombs are still pretty delayed here. And we still want them to be worked out. Okay, so we're going to go back to just deploying these guys. Where? Actually, that's an interesting question. We might need some more in the Pacific. So I guess I'll go ahead and deploy them here too, and we'll be ready to move them a little further. My Pacific Transport Fleet, good, you've done that. We're going to leave just one of these units behind. Everyone else is going to get on the transport boat. And Johnson Island? We might want some dudes there. And over here, these guys are not victory points, right? So, I mean, it's still nice to have... What the hell did I just do? I hit the 2 key. Did that deploy my unit somewhere? Oh, no, that's right. I'm not deploying. I've got my transports. So you guys are on the boats, yeah? Yeah, okay. So these are not worth any victory points. They're still bases, which is important. Midway, right, has some dudes. It was... Oh, yes, over here. Wake Island doesn't. I'll actually do a rebase. That's fine. Because then I'm going to rebase them to San Diego as opposed to moving them back to wherever the hell they just came from. I don't know these island names. Aircraft carry anti-aircraft. We can go ahead and unqueue that. A, it's quite far ahead of time. And B, we can always do upgrades for that later on. Okay, and yeah, the officer count is dropping pretty dramatically. Nuclear physics research is advanced. Excellent. Again, that's the theoretical one, but I will go ahead and bop it back up there. It's not 2 years ahead, but we're going to have to suck that up. Trotsky assassinated in 1940? That seems late to me. I don't remember when that happened, but I thought it happened earlier in my Soviet game. All right, more tech for planes here. Fighter wings. Let's go ahead and deploy some fighter wings. Oh, I can't. Right. Even though you can rebase them immediately, we actually have to go deploy them. Tell you what, just to make it easier to keep track of, because there's nothing here. We're going to do that. We're going to merge you guys together, and then we're going to go way back out here to Midway. Actually, maybe we'll start with Wake. Rebase yourself over there. Good stuff. We're very soon going to want some, like, naval bombers. Let's start a bit of a run there. It's a medium bomber, practical. All right. That's fine. Right, we queued up a bunch of these envoys and escorts, which is okay. Right now we're still a bit limited on manpower. Looks like we actually need maybe a bit more assigned to diplomacy for setting up those trade routes. I mean, it doesn't matter. This just slows it down a bit. Yeah, let's say somewhere around there. And I think I would be safer with a little bit more espionage, because I think we're dipping down a bit. Cargo hold advances. Excellent. These are more fighter wings. Oops, I didn't necessarily want to deploy them there, but that's okay. These are CAGs, I think. These are all fighters. So we're going to group them up as a pair and deploy them to Midway, which is right here. I can't rebase to there? You don't have an airfield? You don't have an airfield. Okay. Honolulu doesn't have any yet, so we're going to go ahead and rebase to there. I didn't realize Midway did not have that. Alright, no problem. And yeah, maybe some naval bombers over here. What do we have defending? It's not bad. Oh, and then there's my transport fleet, which is still parked there. You guys are going to head back to San Diego. There we go. Just rebase. Alright. So we have a token defense in the Pacific at this point. Next question would be, is there any more buildings we might want to build over here? And that might be a splendid idea. Like, having some radar in Wake to give us some vision would be nice. Let's get one level of coastal fort as well. And maybe another level of anti-aircraft guns. We've got one level of coastal, one level of anti-aircraft. And we've got a radar queued up. That's good. Let's get another level of anti-aircraft. And same thing here. We're actually okay. Can we get another level of radar after that one? Good. Radar does seem to take a long time to build, but that should be fine. And I don't think it needs... I don't think we need infrastructure over there. Speaking of infrastructure, I think all those big infrastructure jobs are done. Yep. Rocket test sites are still slowly being produced. We do have one, though. Actually, we have a fairly high level one here. And I don't really know how they work. Not totally. I don't even know if you need a rocket test site for nuclear research, actually. They might literally just be, you know, for rockets. But we've got one in case we want to do something with it later on. Plus, I think it still gives us more construction practical, so that's something. In fact, our construction practical is up to 31, so we get pretty good discount on our build times right now. That ain't too bad. Nuclear research, isotope separation being worked on. It's going to finish in 43. And it's a 42 tech. So again, that's very indicative of the fact that I should have started on the nuclear theory sooner to get more discounts. It's in the list here somewhere, isn't it? Didn't see it, but it must be, because I think I pushed it back up to the top. Oh, new. Oh, there it is, right, literally at the top, right above isotope separation. And that'll finish in 42, so we won't even get much of a discount until then either. Yeah. God, nukes are tough, man. Nukes are really tough to research, and I don't think I started like right at the beginning of the game, so that was probably a big fail there. There might be something else you can do to increase it. Finland has joined the Axis. All right. Sorry, Russia, I guess you're not conquering them at this time. Not really. What happened? Maybe they took a chunk out of it? No. I don't think there was a winter war. Interesting. We can remove the anti-aircraft. We don't have to go and rush that. Radar advances. Radar's ahead, so we'll go ahead and back off on that. I'm wondering, actually, if we shouldn't get a few radar stations. What is it? Capital R. A couple places on the coast, just to get a wee bit of vision. Maybe down here in Miami. I like it. I don't know if we need like land fortifications or anything like that. I have no idea what how much we have to be worried. Destroyer anti-aircraft. Again, we can go and turn those off for a while. Oh yeah, no, that's right. That's just to upgrade the existing ones, and they're still behind. So as long as they're not ahead, that's okay, because we do want them to actually be able to anti-aircraft. Okay, none of those are ahead of time, which is good. More air wings. Again, mostly I'm concerning with myself with the Pacific at this point. Those are more fighters. I don't know where I'd want to put them. We don't have any more airfields over here. Maybe just more at Wake. I don't know what the airfield level is there. It's probably something else that we should look into upgrading. Let me just put you here for now. I'm wondering about building an airfield at Midway. 4. So I can't remember if that's like 4 wings or how that works out. Oh, we'll queue up another level. That'll be okay. And we'll queue up some infrastructure. It's basically free anyway, because we might end up putting a bunch of dudes there. Or you might get bombarded and take some hits to infrastructure. I don't know. Okay. Well, we got to put a cut in this video. Thanks for watching, folks. We are continuing to watch Europe fall apart. Vichy France over here, who have not joined the Axis yet. They generally do, because they start off a line, but it's not guaranteed. And Yugoslavia, still not anything. Influenced by Germany. Certainly near the Axis side and drifting in that direction, so you might join the Axis soon. If not, someone will probably declare war on you and eat you. But once Yugoslavia gets taken down one way or another, then we'll be able to do the unlimited national emergency. Kill off some more neutrality, give us even more manpower and industrial capacity. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.